looked like you held your velo really well towards the end there, 95, 96 late. Feeling pretty good that it was progressed?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of adrenaline as well. You know, anytime you're in that type of a game and every pitch means a lot in a 0-0 game, you know, it adds a little bit extra adrenaline there late. I think some of it's also just a little bit more focus. You know, I think there were times throughout the year that in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning I haven't executed as well, so trying to make sure that I keep that same focus and really kind of hone in there that third time through the order and try to make sure that every pitch I'm making, you know, I'm not taking anything off, I'm still getting through every pitch.
Gibby, at what point did you realize you could throw all four of your pitches the way you wanted to today?
Definitely wasn't in the bullpen, that's for sure. That was about as erratic as I've been warming up in a while. Just didn't feel good. I don't know what was going on. It felt like I slept on my right arm all night, but it was one of those things. I started to loosen up as the game went, but I would say, you know, probably in the 2nd or 3rd inning when I figured out where my changeup was and where my curveball was. From the slider and the fastball from the get-go felt really good, but you know, Garv and I were just on the same page, you know, all night. And you know, I've told you guys before, but whenever I can grip, you know, a curveball or a pitch that I don't throw as much, and that's the first time Garv throws down, that's always a good night.
What were the discussions like between the 8th and the 9th inning with you and Rocco about coming back out or not?
There wasn't a discussion until Garv hit the homer, and then when Garv hit the homer, they got Raj hot, and he came down and said, "Hey, Raj is coming in." So I was about to extend it.
Do you mind? Do you care at that point?
I always care. You know, Rocco and Wes and just about everybody that's been around me knows that I really never want to come out of a game. So, you know, I asked if I could go until I get a runner on, and he quickly said no, they were bringing Raj in. So, yeah, I mean, I think if you ask any starting pitcher, there's not an inning or a game that he doesn't want to finish it if he thinks he still has something in the tank. So, you know, hey, there's always next time.
You played with a lot of guys here. Garver has been around and around. Seeing what he's doing with the bat this year has got to be pleasantly wonderful for all you guys.
Yeah, he's worked really hard. You know, probably worked hard more on his defense this offseason than his offense, but you know, I like to talk to Garver about his compact pop that he has. You know, he keeps it short, finds the barrel, and does a really good job of finding barrels at the right time. And you know, he's a guy that's been, you know, really big for this team. You know, we've got Eddie with 19 homers, and it seems like everybody's got at least 10. But you know, Garv has had some really big hits, and he just missed a ball in probably the 6th inning, I think it was, and he was kind of disappointed in himself that he didn't get that one. And so it was good to see him, you know, put a good swing. That hole at bat, he was taking good pitches. He was, you know, timing them up and put a really good swing on it.
Were you up cheering for it, or did you know it was gone?
I stood up as soon as he hit it. We had 4 guys who had made the call before the at bat that he was going to hit a homer. So yes, as soon as it was off the bat, I was up yelling for it to keep going. So yeah, that was a pretty exciting moment, and the fans got loud. That was even Kepler afterwards said, "Man, this place gets loud, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." When it's sold out in that type of an at bat, the fans let us hear it. That was pretty cool.
Has to be one of the best crowds you've pitched for here before. You know, you've been here 6-7 years.
Yeah, that was a fun one today. You know, they were on every pitch. You know, that was we got a lot of really good baseball fans here in Minnesota, and when they show up in that number, you can hear big situations when they're ready for it, and they know what to do. So, you know, for us to reward them right there in the 9th inning with a big moment, and for Garb to come through right there, it's going to be a fun weekend. I think this is just the start of it, obviously. So we'll see another 40,000 tomorrow night, and it'll be pretty special.
Gibby, what do you think of the current baseball? Did you do the same things with it that you could do?
Yeah, I mean,
years ago?
Yeah, I think so. For me, when it's lower seams, I feel like it moves a little bit more. It was something that Nate Dahman and I talked about a couple years ago when he was still bullpen catching, was that the lower the seams, the more of a wiffle ball effect it has. Sorry about that. The more of a wiffle ball effect, and the wind doesn't catch the seams as much. So I feel like there's times where my sinker gets a little bit better. Obviously on the curveball and the slider, it makes it a little bit harder, but you know, when the wind, especially if the wind's in my face, you know, it really adds a little bit to it.
When it's in the air, though, it might make you a little more nervous.
When it goes up in the air, they seem to go a little bit farther. So, yeah, it's always a little bit more nerve-wracking then.
1,000 innings in a Twins uniform now.
Yeah.
Lists like Cott, Lyle, and Viola. What does it mean to hit a milestone like that for a club like this?
A lot. It's pretty cool. It really kind of caught me off guard, actually. Somebody probably about a week ago had asked me if I paid attention to numbers, and I really try not to. And he said that I was 11 innings away, and we talked about it just a little bit. So I thought I was 11 innings away going into tonight, and you know, for it to happen and kind of catch me off guard, it's pretty cool. I got a lot to be thankful for, and you know, it's been a really fun organization to get those innings with, and you know, this is a fun group to get it with as well. So yeah, it means a lot. The fact the organization's had that type of confidence in me to keep me around and to keep giving me second chances and third chances when, you know, they didn't have to, and it means a lot.